Hey everyone, I'm Roshni and welcome back to Know Your Gladiators. Today I have with me a calm yet very competitive Australian all-rounder. He's currently ranked in the top 5 men's T20I all-rounders, Marcus Stoinis. Marcus, first off, first time at T10. How's it been playing with the Deccan Gladiators?
Yeah, first time here. It's an exciting competition. We've obviously got a star-studded team. Some guys are calling us the Harlem Globetrotters. So, no, we've got a really strong team. But more importantly, we've started really well. We've had 4 wins out of 5 games, and it's going well.
And what did you make of this format? You haven't really gotten a chance, I think, usually because of other commitments, whether it's international or Big Bash. But, having your first take on this T10 in short format, and you've done pretty well at it as well. So, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's been something that I've been watching from a distance and sort of thinking about how I'd go about it or what it would feel like to be involved in it. And it's honestly, it's actually better than I thought. It's a challenging game as much as people think it's just about hitting and that sort of stuff. It's challenging because as batsmen you have to adapt really quickly and sort of push yourself out of your comfort zone and look to score straight away, obviously. So it's an exciting format and hopefully it just helps my cricket in general.
And I will say, I think this might be my favorite Know Your Gladiators episode. One, because you are here, but because we have acai bowls and I'm obsessed with it.
Yep.
And I feel like you're one players that I know that hasn't really been like, what are you eating? And you enjoy it. So I want to dig in as well. But, while we're digging in, what kind of made you get into cricket? And when did it start for you?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me what made me get into acai.
Oh, that too. Let's start with that actually.
Well, that's my girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah. She's hyper fixated on
it
at the moment. So it's most days in Perth in the summer it's an acai bowl. But what made me get into cricket? Probably like everyone when they're young, it's just about fun, playing with your friends. My dad was always into all sports and that sort of thing. So, just through friends and my old man, really.
And was there any cricketer that you also kind of took inspiration from at that time, or was it just kind of...
at that time I was too young. I've got photos of me holding a bat when I was 2 years old.
Okay.
But then around 9 years old, I started playing with a team, with my friends, and I was probably too young to remember too much about who I was idolising then. But once I got really into cricket, that era of Australian cricket was very strong. So it was guys like Ricky Ponting, Andrew Simons, Shane Warne. I've got a photo of me going to a wax museum and there's a wax figure of Shane Warne and I'm standing like him trying to hold the ball. So, it's amazing when you look back at that stuff, at how influenced you are by your idols as a kid.
Yeah, and what were you like as a kid? Like, were you someone, who was kind of mischievous, or were you a good, kid in school, or always getting in trouble?
I don't know. Maybe different people say different things, but I think my mum was a school teacher, so I never missed a day of homework.
Okay.
So I had that side drilled into me. So I think I was pretty good. I went to a great school. So I think it was on the discipline side of school and that sort of thing. So I don't think I got away with too much, but maybe other people would have different views.
Now, at what point did you really think that, cricket was something you wanted to follow? Because I think, did you play some other sports like footy as well in school?
I played other sports and stuff. And like most parents, it was make sure you get your education and stuff like that. And I don't know, but I think I was naively optimistic about myself and about cricket. I think, I was a good cricketer, but I don't think I was probably not. When you look back now and you realise how hard it is to make it so far, you realise how naive you were to be thinking about playing for Australia and all that sort of stuff. But I think that also helped me. I think that optimism that kids have and the fact that we love our sports, and if you're lucky enough to do what you love, that optimism just helps you do things for longer and not quit, and hopefully it ends up allowing you to make a career out of it.
Yeah, so then, when you played for under-19 Australia, and even in that 2008 World Cup, I think you didn't really play many games, but you got to play in that one last game as well, that 5th place game that was there. But kind of, at that point, was it where you thought, you know what, I want to play for the national side? Or was it kind of always a thing that, you know, I want to make it to the Australian national team?
It was always a thing, but not like, it wasn't like a wake up in the morning, think about sort of thing. But it was like, I remember when we were in the under-19s competition, the coach asked who thinks they're going to play for Western Australia, for example. And I put my hand up and turned around and no one had put their hand up.
Okay.
And in my head, and you understand because people get scared to put their hand up and all that sort of stuff and the judgment and all that sort of thing. But in my head, I was like, how are you going to, like, I was thinking about playing for Australia, but it's not that tangible. It's just that optimism, that child sort of optimism. But I do remember that. And actually most people laughed at it because I put my hand up as well. So, but I think that helped me in the long run.
Yeah, but then in 2009, playing for Western Australia, you know, getting into the domestic side, which is obviously that stepping stone, you know, for any cricketer to get into the domestic side to really get into that international path.
Yeah, and I mean, I was probably 19 at that stage, I think. So it shows how quick it can happen. I also probably wasn't ready, but I was lucky enough to get an opportunity. And then spent a couple of years outside of it, which probably shows that I wasn't ready to play state cricket. But then also that was one of the best things that happened to me because I moved to Melbourne and started my career
for
from
Victoria.
there.
So, and then from there, you know, obviously you had some great seasons, even in I think it was the 2014 Sheffield Shield where you were Victoria's leading run scorer. And then, you know, with Big Bash coming into play, so, you know, 2012 playing for Perth and then moving on to Melbourne Stars and being there since. How's that journey been? I mean, with Big Bash, franchise cricket, kind of going into that world of franchise cricket, how's that been? Yeah,
I think Big Bash in particular has been special to me because one, it's our home competition, but two, allowed me to play that franchise model of cricket, but with a team that I've grown up in, and I've been there now, I think, for over 10 years nearly. So that's probably one of the challenges, I think, personally, that I find going from team to team. I like to be involved in one team, build relationships with the team, with the staff, with the coaches. So it's a challenge of the modern game, but equally, you get the benefits of playing in many different teams and meeting different people, playing with different players, learning from different coaches and stuff. So, I mean, it's a great time to be playing cricket.
Absolutely. And then that, you know, stepping stone in 2015, finally getting to play for Australia against England. What was that like? You know, first one getting the jersey and kind of the emotions through it.
To be honest, I don't remember it too vividly in terms of like I think maybe just because the emotions. I was on that tour. I didn't play some of the games, and then you end up playing, and so it's all a bit of a whirlwind. It was a T20 game that I made my debut in. I remember running onto the field with Shane Watson, and he sort of put his arm around me and said, "I'll be mid on, mid off every time you bowl. I'll be there with you," sort of thing. So I remember things like that. But I think even at that stage, I'd gone from playing a lot of state cricket to then going on Australian tours and that sort of thing. And so there's just so much new stuff happening that I guess like maybe you just you don't remember it all, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, you've been playing a lot of cricket since as well.
Yes.
You know, you've been part of the Australian team for so long as well. And then for your second ODI, because you did have a bit of a gap there, but your second ODI where, you know, unfortunately you guys lost to New Zealand against New Zealand, but you were player of the match, 146 not out, taking 3 wickets. You know, to come from that gap of, you know, from your first ODI to your second ODI, giving that performance, you know, was that one special?
Yeah, it was. Yep, absolutely. I think it shows how hard international cricket is in terms of I played one game but then didn't play for Australia for maybe it might have been a year. I'm not sure. It might have been longer. And so, look, it was something I was proud of in fact that to come back in relatively cold to the setup in a pressure game, in a pressure situation. I remember Matthew Wade, when I was walking off, said, "Well done, mate. That's going to be the best innings you'll ever play for the rest of your career." And he didn't say it in a negative way. But looking back, I mean, it was a really special innings, and special for me, special for my family, who've obviously followed me forever and sacrificed
and
stuff.
You came down so low down the order as well. I think it's still one of the records. It's the second highest, at that number.
Number 7. So so I mean, and I was used to batting number 3. It's that's what happens in international cricket. You take the opportunity wherever you can, and all these things sort of. That's what makes international cricket hard, I guess, when you're first starting, is because things are so foreign. You're batting in a different position, you're bowling in a different position, you field in a different position, you're away from home, all that sort of stuff. There's different pressures. So, that'll be that's a proud moment for me.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess before you're even making your national debut, getting selected in IPL, that 2015 year with Delhi Daredevils, you didn't play any game, but 2016 coming there and playing with Punjab and having some great games as well, and getting into that IPL setup. Like, I don't know, at that time was being in the IPL like as big as it is today, or kind of what were the emotions behind being in that setup and getting a chance to do that?
No, it was, to be honest. I remember that. I remember watching the first ever game of IPL. I think it was the first ever game. I think when McCullum made 100.
Yeah.
And I was quite young, and I remember watching that, thinking, if I ever get there and start playing and play IPL cricket, that'll be like my career's complete sort of thing. And then to know that I've played almost 100 games now. So going there as a young-ish player, and getting an opportunity with Delhi, to be part of Delhi and then play for the Kings 11. That personally, I think that kick-started my career, because it exposed me to the pressures of cricket and at an international level, with the fans and the media and all that sort of stuff, and the pressure that you face. I think it's hard to be exposed to that unless you're in the IPL or in international cricket. So that accelerated my game, I think. It introduced me to a lot of good people, good coaches, and I think held me in good stead to have an assault on international cricket.
And you've been, in every IPL season since. You've played with like 4 franchises. What's been one of your favorite moments? You've played a final as well. Unfortunately, you guys did lose, but had a great outing there as well. But how have you enjoyed it? I mean, getting a chance to play with so many players, at that, when it comes to franchise cricket, one of the higher levels. How's that journey been? Yeah,
it's hard to pick a couple of moments from IPL, because there's you're at different phases through your career, I guess. I mean, I've made some really, really close friends, shared the change rooms with great players. I mean, like Chris Gale, I shared the change room with him for multiple years, and we just played against their team yesterday, and he's one of the coaches there. So it's and then there's young Indian players like Deepak Huda that I became very close with. Played with Hashim Amla, like things like this. Great memories. I mean, when I first went to Delhi, I had Gary Kirsten as my coach, who I ended up building a strong bond with, and still talk to now. And then to be part of Lucknow for 3 years, and be picked up before the auction 3 years ago was a massive honour for me. And to help them build a new team and be a part of that from the start was something that meant a lot to me. And it's unfortunate I'm not there this year. But things like that, the opportunities that you get and the people you meet and the friendships you make, I guess, is the memories.
Yeah, and I think another big, part of cricket is obviously playing part of World Cups. You've gotten a chance to play with many different, whether it's the ODI, the T20 in the past couple of years, but also have trophies for both, T20 and ODI formats. So if we speak about 2021, I think first getting your first World Cup trophy, and then in the semifinals against Pakistan, you had a great knock there. And even watching at that time, you had that great partnership with Matthew Wade and watching him hit those 3 sixes to get you guys into the finals. What were those emotions like for you, getting into that final?
That was a really special trip for us. The team had been performing had mixed results, been a bit up and down. We knew we had a good team, but it was also going to be a hard competition to win, let alone get in the final or anything like that. but honestly, that World Cup as a team, we haven't had that much fun, I think, ever. I'd argue that there's ever been a team that's had more fun in a competition than that team. So the memories of that competition, of that World Cup, and then the fact that we did win it. We had a lot of good stories that we still talk about regularly now. So that's going to be a highlight forever. And that's actually something I remember very vividly. Obviously, I was lucky enough to be out in the middle when we won the semi-final, but watching Wadey hit those 3 sixes, I'm going to meet up with him now to play golf, sort of thing. So he'll probably bring that up. He brings it up all the time. That was just something that, the whole trip was unbelievable.
Yeah. And then 2023, I mean, in India, beating India. And I think at this point, I mean, when Australia gets into the finals, it's very hard to beat them, like, I swear. But how are those emotions? I mean, especially when I feel like a whole nation is against you, and to be able to do that and bring on such a convincing win, even though it wasn't like, like the way India was playing, and obviously, so they were the favorites, But for you guys, it was a little bit of a journey, but like to be there and then perform like that and being the Australians you guys are.
Yeah, I think it's amazing to just reflect on how well we do perform in finals and stuff like that. And I don't think anyone really knows what it is.
And it's everyone. It's under 18, the women's and men's.
It's very interesting. But I mean, on the same note, I think, like you said, the country of India and the public and the media and the cricket world was pretty much behind India. And then I always find it a little bit interesting that when Australia wins, if you were in Australia, a lot of people wouldn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and the way that it's sort of represented and stuff. So I think, and you know what, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's what helps us, I think, come finals time and competition time. So it's that to win a one-day World Cup in India against India, who have an unbelievable team. They went undefeated. And like you said, it actually felt rocky for us the whole way through. But we ended up, I think we won 8 or 9 games in a row as well. So, but it just shows how hard one-day cricket is. Every game you win or lose, by the end of it, you're absolutely cooked, and you're almost unemotional because you're so tired and you're so spent that you just almost don't have enough energy to enjoy the ups or downs. You just move pretty quickly. But that final in particular, obviously, was special. The crowd was amazing, and I mean, just some of the highlights. Remembering some of the fielding, remembering some of the catches. Like it's the little moments throughout the game that could have ended up being a different result. Really,
absolutely. Now, when you look back, so far at like the journey you've had as a cricketer, what are some moments that really stand out to you?
I mean, my initial move to Victoria stands out to me. I moved not young, but 22-ish, 21, 22. From someone that loves home, loves his family, and very close to my family. So that was a big move for me. And I look back on it fondly because it brought so much opportunity to my life and to my cricket, and it worked out well. So massive moment. My ODI against New Zealand, I think, was a massive moment for my career as well. In terms of just giving me maybe a extended opportunity for the next couple of games at least, which is what you need when you first come into a team. And then honestly, I think some of the best memories I've had in cricket have been recently, and whether that's because of our team dynamic and that sort of thing, or whether it's my maturity or maybe a little bit less stressed about individual performance and more able to enjoy the environment and that sort of stuff. But I've people have always said, "Oh, playing for Australia should be the best time of your life." It's truly been the best time of my life over the last few years, and that's not just from winning World Cups or anything like that. That's just the general feel of going on tour with that team, and then the IPLs have been super special to me, especially probably the last 4 or 5 years, I reckon. I feel like I've really come to love going to India and the opportunities it provides to me, and the opportunities to express myself and to improve in my cricket and work with the best coaches and the best players. And I think the mindset of seeing it more like that rather than seeing the pressure side of thing, I think has changed my whole experience of IPL.
And is there any team that you do love, playing against? You scored a lot of your runs, against India and England. But whether it's a team or even a country that you love traveling to play cricket.
To be honest, I love playing at home. That's the main thing. I like playing in London, but I don't like playing in England. And I really enjoy playing in India. I actually love playing in India. I love the energy of the crowd. I love the pressure. You feel extremely alive, and I think I just enjoy the fact that you've got a chance to express yourself in the most pressure that there is in cricket, pretty much.
And how do you kind of handle the setbacks? I think you have mentioned, that now you tend to enjoy the game more compared to just, let's say, individual performances. But when it comes to, let's say, even injuries or just, if it's not going for you, you're not in form for a bit, how do you kind of handle that? Because I feel like, cricket's become such a mental game as well, and it's such a big aspect of it, and it gets hard sometimes, especially when it comes to injuries, having to miss out on certain opportunities.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I think it's just come from playing for a while now. I think I've got a nice perspective. I think I really enjoy while I'm playing, and then if for example it's injuries and that sort of thing, I understand that it's just like for the first few days it does hit you hard, but then there's always positive aspects to it, I guess. Like we don't get a break these days, so sometimes the only break you get is when you get injured, which is unfortunate. But then you quickly switch that mindset to say, well, I get to get home for 10 days, get to see everyone, get to separate myself from the game for a little bit. So I think, I guess just that optimism of understanding the perks to each side of things. And then in terms of form, look, as long as I'm, as a player, looking to get better and having good conversations with people, and I've got a great crew around me that I trust, that I work with, that just keeps me excited to keep playing, and keeps me motivated to keep going, so that the results here and there don't affect me.
Okay. Quick round of Gladiator's favorites. So favorite food on this tour, which I didn't let you eat because you were talking so much.
Yeah, I didn't stop talking yet.
Favorite song?
Favorite song? What am I listening to? It's called Sunny Day at the moment. Sunny Day, yeah. Sunny Day. Well, yeah.
How does it go?
No, I'm not gonna sing it. No, I'm not.
Favorite hobby?
Golf.
Golf, okay.
Yeah.
Favorite workout?
Gym workout.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. How do I specify?
I mean, is there anything that you kind of enjoy, or what do you like doing? Like, it's like core legs.
Anything to do with sort of sprinting / anything sort of fast. Yeah, I guess.
Favorite place in Australia?
Perth.
Favorite sport to watch?
Cricket.
Favorite show currently, if there's any show that you're watching?
Only Murders in the Building.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
No, but I need to.
It's good.
Is it like a murder mystery kind of thing?
It is, but it's a comedy as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll try it out. Okay, inside secrets, best smile in the team.
Woody.
Okay. Funniest in the dressing room?
Lisa.
Okay. Who's probably the worst dancer?
I enjoyed Riley Rousseau's Trump dance, so I'll give him his best and worst.
Okay. Most disciplined?
Maybe Joss.
Okay. Singer of the team?
Singer.
I think I've only heard
Nikki.
Oh, yeah, actually.
He was singing yesterday.
Yeah. Best hairstyle?
TKC. I'll give him.
Okay. Best fashion sense?
It would be me.
Yeah, I was like,
it would be me.
I'd give it to you.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Who snacks during the match?
Who's what's
Is there
that?
any snacks? Like, is eating? Could be on the management too.
David Visa is he's got his protein shakes, he's got his creatine, he's got his little pre-game routine there. Yeah.
Talks the most on the field?
Probably the skipper.
Okay. Gives off the lead actor vibes, like who's just kind of giving off that aura.
Nikki's our lead actor, so he's giving that off.
But thank you so much, Marcus, for joining us and letting us know a little bit more about you.
Thank you.
Thank you.